Welcome back. You're watching Cheche, the show where opinion counts, and I'm standing in for Udwa Kamimo. We're hosting Josh Mangi, the chair of the Forum of Deputy Governors, and of course we've got David Makali and Mutegi Njau. Of course we're talking about the rift, or the growing rift between governors and their deputies and the way forward. And I just, to kick off this second part, I'm wondering what the relationship has been between governors and deputy governors who run under the same party, and governors and deputy governors who run together due to political alliances.
The relationship actually should be the same, because once you've been elected, you form a government. You form a government and you're supposed to work together. We have only, I think, in Nairobi, we have a governor who came from ODM and a deputy governor who came from Wiper. All the other 46 county governments, the governor and the deputy came from the same party. And you know, that's where we have this issue of, if you're a governor and you came from a different party and the deputy governor came from another party, sometimes a question of the governor feeling, would I survive without the deputy governor, or would I need the deputy governor to win? I'll tell you straight. Part of these frustrations come from numerical strength. Most governors partnered with the deputy governors because deputy governors had a chunk of votes to deliver. Now, if a governor for a moment feels that he does not need this deputy governor to win, it's going to frustrate him. But if a governor feels that for me to win, I still need the chunk of force that I got from this deputy governor, he's going to work with him. I'll tell you straight. Any governor who is mistreating his deputy governor is because either he is afraid that the deputy governor is going to run against him, or in his calculation, he thinks he will not need the deputy governor to win. And that's what I'm telling you. Those county governments where deputy governors delivered a chunk of votes for the governor to win are still respected. Because if you mistreat me, I walk away with my constituents. If I'm a deputy governor who came to the table with my constituents, with my basket of votes, and you mistreat me and you undermine me, I'll walk away with my basket of votes, so that we meet in 2017. I come with my basket, you come with basket, let's see who wins. Let's see who wins.
But how come then, if that is the case, how come we do not see deputy governors wielding that strength? That, you know, I also came with my, with my stronghold, so to speak. Why are you not using that to defend your position as deputy governor?
Because a number of times, in reality, good things are not easily announced. Kisuli, Chachi, Risa, Kibaya, Kibaya. So what you are seeing as the negatives, but you are not seeing the good things. Deputy governors are doing good jobs. Deputy governors are strongly entrenched in their positions, but not all of them. Not all of them. So what you're seeing are a few of the examples. I'll give you examples. I'll give you the example of Kericho. The deputy governor works very well with the governor. I'll give you examples of Baringo, where the governor said recently, and I think if I quote him, I will not offend him. He said that, any governor who is isolating his deputy governor is creating his own Waterloo. So we have good cases. Let's look at where they have a wonderful working relationship. So in terms of reality, politics is about competition. And if the governor thinks that he doesn't need you, he's going to undermine you. But if the governor knows that he needs you, he's going to work with you. And please, let's not keep on demonizing the
combinations seem to run along a political support basis, as well as sometimes clan balances within the complexities of ethnicity within counties.
Yes.
In the interest of the Constitution and the two-thirds rule, what should be done to achieve more governors, women, female governors or deputies, because that's really a minority at that level?
That's very hard to accurate. It's like what's happening in the National Parliament, the debate on whether we should continue maintaining the 30% rule of aid agenda. That's the same thing with the county governments. If you look at the position of governor, that's a very competitive position.
If you ran for governor yourself, Jim Ongwa is not listening to this. Yes. Would you have a woman running mate?
It's indeed a bit early for me to declare that.
No. I mean, would you? It's a matter of possibilities. If you had a chance.
No, I will tell you, frankly speaking, I will not commit that, because at the time when I ran for governor, if I would run for governor,
yes,
I will look at a compatible partner, yes, who can not only work with me, but who can also deliver something.
Yes.
So at that time, if that compatible partner would be a woman, fine. If it's going to be a man, fine. Yeah. But I'm not going to look at gender. I'm going to look at qualities. And those qualities could as well be in a woman.
Yeah.
So let's go to recruitment. We talked about the constitution, power vested to deputy governor, and the executive.
Yes.
When it comes to recruitment of staff,
yes,
I know there is a public service.
Yes, absolutely.
But there are accusations of governors appointing people. And we have had a situation, in particular ridiculous types, where governors refuse doctors, experts. You know, how can an expert like a doctor, where does the deputy governor come in? Those ridiculous things are happening in counties.
Mutegi, first and foremost, governors and the deputy governors do not employ. But the responsibility of recruiting is vested on the Public Service Board, whose chairman has security of tenure for 6 years. He cannot be moved through a very particular system. So employment is the preserve of the Public Service Board. Now, any governor and deputy governor who agitates for the removal of an officer because on ethnic grounds is unfortunate. It's making a mistake. And you know, frankly speaking...
But is it not a fact that it has happened and it's happening?
You know, I'll be honest with you, Mtegi. Doctors are few. I would be surprised if the same governor or deputy governor who would agitate for the removal of a doctor from a hospital in his county based on ethnicity, because we are looking for doctors. In Kisii, we are well staffed, but we're still looking for more doctors. There's no way we'll reject an employee based on his ethnic background. Does that happen in other counties? I'm not sure, but if that's happening, sincerely, that is bad manners. That needs to stop.
I'd like to pick up a comment here, and says somebody called S. Peanut. Why deputy governors have no powers? Because majority were picked and made very little contribution towards the campaign. I know a DG who contributed only 100,000 shillings.
How did he know?
Let's say
it's possible.
Let's say, for the benefit of doubt, let's say that is true. Maybe not the 100,000, but the contribution to the campaign. Is that a factor in how deputy governors are treated today?
Yes, and that's why I said that if a governor feels that he doesn't need a deputy governor, then it's not going to respect him. But if a governor knows that my deputy governor contributed immensely, both in terms of resources, and also sometimes contribution should not be measured on money. You may not have contributed money, but you brought a chunk of votes. You know, allow me to use the example of Narok. Politely, I hope nobody. Narok is a cosmopolitan constituency. The governor is Masai. The deputy governor is Kalenjin. Now, do the math and tell me. So, when at the end of the day, when the chips come to fall, you look at who brought in what. So, if I contribute 100,000 only, but I put in 4% of the vote, or 50% of the vote, or 6% of the vote, then my contribution is as good as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what is the way forward? You know, is it about time that the deputy governor office should be made independently elected?
No, the position of deputy governor cannot be made independent elective. What needs to happen is that, as I said, we are a young democracy. we are growing up. We need to respect and recognize the position of our deputy governor as number 2 in the county, as the deputy CEO, and give it the local side support that it requires.
Why wouldn't you want it to be an elective position?
Because if you separate it from the governor, then you're going to have competition in terms of implementing policies. Remember, you are elected based on your manifesto. See, if the deputy governor has a different manifesto and the governor has a different manifesto, then whose manifesto is going to be implemented? And remember, when the governor is not there, the deputy governor is the governor. So you're telling me that if the governor goes away and then I want to implement my own policies?
Or put the other way,
you need to be together.
Put the other way, should the governor be allowed to replace a deputy who is not loyal or functioning, or if they have a dysfunctional relationship along the way, so that whereas they got elected together, along the way, if things fall apart, the union is not working, the governor can replace the deputy by naming somebody else, and then it's processed through the county assembly or by other legal processes that may be provided.
You know, laws are made to ensure that there's smooth operations and smooth running of affairs. If you make the position of a deputy governor that easy to be removed, then what's going to happen? That would be a recipe for chaos. Because what will happen is that a governor will choose a very competent and the popular deputy governor for the sake of winning the votes. As soon as you win, because he doesn't want this man to take over, then we'll dump him and nominate his girlfriend or his wife to be the deputy governor.
Yeah.
See,
so how do you cure?
You must not allow that.
Yeah, that is the flip side of it. But how do you cure a very terrible situation like exists in Machakos, where they are bound to stay together by law, even though they're not working? What remedies would you be proposing? He can't be given portfolios, he can't be assigned, he's there, given a car, he comes to office, goes home. No work.
And no money.
Sometimes,
no facilitation.
Sometimes leadership is about personalities. What is happening in Machakos, as I said, is a tear of the absurd, and the current government is very clear on what the deputy government is supposed to do. Number one, they are, and also very clear on the benefits and privileges. You know, being given an official car is not the prerogative of the governor. The law allows a deputy governor to be given an official car.
Yeah.
Now, I do not understand, as a deputy governor, how a governor would take away from you what the law gives you. Now, having an office is not a prerogative of the governor. The law that created the office of the deputy governor also gave him an office. I do not understand how the governor can take that away from a deputy governor. So what we are seeing in Machakos and some other counties is bad manners. Bad manners because we are a young democracy and people are still running up and down. But this will stop because, David, surely, if the law allows me to have an official car, and then the governor comes and takes it away, that's a joke.
But they are doing it, and why are we not hearing, you know, legal action about it?
And intervention by the forum.
Yeah, your forum.
Yeah, to protect, because whenever governors are hit, as happened in Wambora's case, you know, impeachment proceedings and all over the place, governors have rallied together. In fact, governors have standing legal teams to deploy whenever their matters, one of them is threatened, their welfare is threatened or security. Aren't you rallying around to see that your members are also not mistreated?
I've been chairman for the last 2-3 months, and I guarantee you will be seeing more of this. I want to guarantee you that this could not happen. One of my main assignments as the chairman of the Deputy Governors Forum is to ensure that we have a good working relationship between governors and deputy governors. Now, that has not happened. Give me time.
Yeah.
This is going to change.
Let me ask you about the relationship between the governors, the deputies, and the MCAs.
Yes.
In some counties, like Makwene,
yes,
the relationship was deteriorated to the extent of the governor asking for the dissolution of the government. In some places where there have been difficulties between the governor and the MCAs, some governors have bribed the MCAs with various allowances, car loans, and whatever they could give. Some trips are brought down. Where does the deputy governor come in?
First and foremost, bribing is illegal. I hope nobody's bribing.
Well, I use the word liberally. I'm using the word liberally, but they are given incentives to cool. Some have asked for ward money, which probably is not even there in the law.
Secondly, when you talk about the governorship, when you talk about the office of the governor, looking for means to calm issues, for example, in Makueni, where the governor is having a serious problem with MCS and the speaker, the deputy governor is riding with the governor. They're together. So that's why sometimes you're saying that the deputy governor of Makueni and the governor of Makueni work well together. Work together very well. And that problem.
Not the same with Embu.
And I said.
Maybe not the same in Kambu.
And I said leadership sometimes is personal. And we have some governors who are bad manners. And we have some deputy governors who are equally not exactly innocent. I gotta be honest. So, as I said earlier, if you have two people who have not been together, come to work, there's bound to be some differences. But it is how we solve this problem that is important. It's not the existence of the problem. It's how we move forward. In Machakos, the governor chose to request for dissolution so they can get a fresh mandate, and probably people can work in Makueni. Yeah. People can work together. Yeah. In Machakos, the governor has chosen to fight this debut in public, in private, and in every opportunity he gets. And you know, I will tell you, that is going to backfire big time. Let's see what's happening right now in Machakos. Who is happy?
Yeah.
Nani may not be happy. The deputy governor may be unhappy and frustrated. But you tell me, is Mutua happy? It's in his interest to work together. So that, for example, if there's a problem, they approach it together. In Makueni, the governor is working with the deputy governor. So that now when they're fighting this war from MCS, they're a team. If the governor and the deputy governor don't work together, they become vulnerable to all matters of threats, including impeachment. But so it's in the interest of the government to work with the deputy.
Well, let's look at the county, rather deputy governors forum and the council of governors.
Yes.
You are actually one institution called the governor.
Yes.
We've seen in the case of the assemblies and their speakers, they've set up what is called the county assemblies forum.
Yes.
So it brings together speakers as well as majority and minority leadership of the assemblies.
Yes.
Wouldn't you modify yours instead of setting up your own independent forum, seeing as you are, shadows or appendages of the governors, not just belong to the council of governors and be accommodated within there, rather than set up a own body?
The practice worldwide is that the governors have their own body and the deputy governors have their own body. In Nigeria, we have governors council, we have deputy governors council. In America, we have state governors, it's called state governors committee or something, and lieutenant governors committee. So this is the practice everywhere, that different groups of management levels have different issues. Now, the deputy governors have their own issues which are handled at the deputy governors level. The governors have their own issues which are handled at the governors level. Other than that,
yes,
you need to understand that the governors and the deputy governors meet. They do meet and discuss matters that concern the position of governorship together. So when it's a matter that concerns devolution, when it's a matter that concerns a matter of national unity, work together. For example, I'll give you the issue of the healthcare system right now in Kenya. There seems to be a very a clear move by the Minister of Health to make county governments look like they have failed to deliver healthcare so that they can take it back to the national government. Now, this is a matter that does not affect only governors or deputy governors. So our position, both as governors and deputy governors, is that the healthcare is a devolved function. It should remain devolved. And any attempt to reclaim it is illegal and unconstitutional. So now that is a matter that affects all of us, and we speak with one with one voice.
Yeah.
But there may be matters that don't affect the deputy governors. They will speak with their voice. There will be matters that affect on governors.
Yeah, but speaking about that health sector, because in fact your governor is the chairman of the committee on health within the Council of Governors. Yes. What is the big issue? What is the failure? What is the perspective of the county governments with respect to the health crisis?
You know, the problem in the health sector, I think, has been kind of incited by the National Ministry of Health. See, the truth is that in most counties, as we speak today, healthcare is better than it was before. But the truth is that the national government...
Where is that?
In most counties.
Where?
I'll give you the example of Cheche County, where I come from, where for the first time out of the 9 constituencies, now we have an ambulance in each of the 9 constituencies. That was never there.
Ambulance is not healthcare.
No, you ask me, let me respond.
We want to take a short break.
Okay,
and
then we'll get back to that health matter.
And then we'll come back to the health issues. You're watching Cheche, the show where opinion counts. We're taking a short break now. We'll be back with more right after this break.